Okay, like I promised in the email, I said that I will make some short tutorials to help people get a little more acclimated to Classcraft. So in this tutorial, we're going to talk about how to give points and what does that look like with the plus sign. Gold points, we're going to talk about how to take away points. What does that look like? What is HP, AP, XP, GP? We're going to talk about how to do that individually, how to do that as teams if you have set up teams, and how to do that as a class. We're also going to talk about the game feed, delayed damage, and sentences. If that sounds like a lot, relax. It's all on the same page. We're going to go through it piece by piece. Okay? All right. So once you click on a class that you have, this is the screen that you're going to see. All right? You're going to have all the names in alphabetical order, and you're going to see that person's character or avatar that they designed. You're going to see their class, you're going to see their level, and then you're going to see this lovely little app that's called multi-class. So we're going to talk about that later, okay? You're also going to see their team name if you have them make teams, and you're going to see who is in their teams, okay? You're going to see their names, their health, their AP. So the red is their health points, the blue is their attribute points, and we're going to talk about that later. And you're going to see that for everybody who's involved in the team. You're also going to see the team members' avatars, which you can click on. From there to there. Exactly. I'm just going to go back to Rosemary. And everything on this page is clickable. Okay? So we're going to talk about what HP, AP, XP, and GP is. That's a lot of P's. It's really simple. If you are going to use this as the basic format of giving points and take away points, it runs like Class Dojo, okay? It's just a little more bells and whistles. The plus sign adds to their XP. Their XP is experience points. Their HP, like I said before, is their health points. Their AP is their attribute points, and their GP is their gold points. HP is their life, okay? Like the warrior, we're just going to focus on the warrior class right now. The warrior has a maximum of 80 HP. That's the highest it goes. If the student is acting up, I'm going to click on the minus sign. It says remove HP. So these are the settings that were a mixture that was given to me by Classcraft, or I made them up for this class. Notice I don't have much, okay? So I'm not going to, I'll take that back. If you are focusing on a negative behavior for that student, this is what's going to pop up on the screen, and it's going to say remove HP. If I say Rosemary or John or Jim or Susan was being negative in class, I click on this, they're going to see what happened. They're going to lose 15 HP from the HP that they have right now. She has 42, so she can do the math. She's going to lose 15 from 42. You're going to see another column open up here that says team response. Team response is a way for the students to help their team members out if they run into damage. Because if the HP is a lot, the whole team will take damage for that person's action. So be mindful of your cost for HP. If you notice from my previous screen, and I'll show it again, I didn't have a lot of points taken away for particular things. Their HP is already low enough, so they can lose HP really quickly, and they will realize that once they see this gauge goes down. Okay, so if the team doesn't have any powers to protect one another, Rosemary will either have to take the damage, which means she'll lose 15 HP, or you can choose to give her a second chance and you can say, okay, I know this is a misunderstanding. She seems really upset. I'm going to say deal with damage later, and we'll come back to that. Notice how this little hourglass got a 1 here. Okay, so let's bring our eyes over here. So if you said to hold on to the damage for later, it's going to pop up on this hourglass sheet right here. You click on this and it's under delayed damage. Rosemary, 15 HP, being negative in class, and it'll tell you only a few seconds ago. It keeps time of how long, you know, this has been there, and this can be there for as long as you want. You can exit it out or you can activate it. It's your choice. I'm going to choose to delete it. If there's nobody in delayed damage, everyone is safe. There is no delayed damage at this time. Okay? That's what it's going to look like if they lose damage. If the student reaches 0, they run into a sentence that they have to complete for your class. I had teachers ask me what happened if the child doesn't do the sentence. I'm going to be fully transparent and honest. I've never ran into that problem. Every time a student has ran into a sentence in my class, they have completed the task. Mostly because I believe, and don't quote me on this, if they have a sentence, and I have to double check this, if they have a sentence, they would not be able to get the GP. I think the GP that's given to them will be put on hold. GP is gold points. That's just an additional currency in the game. Or they'll take a penalty off of the plus and minuses. I've had kids write me study guides. I have kids turn in homework a day early. I have kids who lead the class activity. Those are the sentences for my class. I think I have another one. I can't recall it right now. I think I have only 4. But Classcraft gives you a set if you want. So the sentences pop up here. The kids know that they have a sentence. If they're in multi-classes, the other teachers will see that they have a sentence, and those sentences will hinder them from getting full gold points or XP points or anything at all if they can't complete the task. So it holds them accountable. Okay, so let's say if you want to give them XP, if you want to encourage positive behavior, so that's the plus sign. And what the plus sign will do is it'll add on to their XP, which is their experience points. Once this yellow gauge fills up, Rosemary will level up, and that'll mean that she'll be able to have access to buy another power or another reward for herself. Okay? Again, like I said, the good thing about Classcraft is the kids are in charge of what they want to reward themselves with. And you as a team or individual teacher or your grade level can work out what the rewards are. I make them really simple. Like, have one that is the kids can listen to music during classwork. Something like that. Okay? So if the child gets, if you notice the child is doing something positive, you have to make the XP points high, because if you haven't noticed, it takes a while for them to level up. Okay, so that's why I have them in the hundreds or the 50s or the 75s. Going back to, if nothing is on this list for you and you want to add something particularly for that class, you would type in a new way to give XP or to take away HP, which is health points. You would type in, I don't know, being on time, and then you would give it a value like 50, and then save it, and it pops up here. Or you can do a custom value for that individual or that team, and you don't have to add a description if you don't want to. You can just say, I'm just going to give her 300 points for being my guinea pig right now, for helping show how Classcraft works. Okay, click apply, it pops up. Now she went from 1,000 something to 2,000 something. Okay, she's going to be really happy. How do you keep track of this? It's in the game feed. It pops up. Everything that that you did or the kids did in the class pops up in the game feed, so you know, and you'll keep track of what's going on. Okay, so we talked about the game feed, which goes and talks about what is happening in the classroom, either by you, the teacher, or the student. We talked about the damage points, the delayed damage. We talked about the sentences. We talked about what HP stood for, which is health points. That is if that's what you're taking away when you're doing, when you are discouraging negative behavior. Again, if there's a new negative behavior that pops up, you can add it here and you can save it to this class particularly. If you want to do a custom, the same thing goes when I did the positive. You type in the value you want. Remember, if they have a range from 1 to 80, your maximum is 80, okay, for their health. And then you put in how much you want to take away, and then the description if you want to, and that'll give it. The same thing goes for the plus, for adding to XP their experience. And then the same thing is gold points. Right now we are transitioning from individual Classcraft to teams, so this is what the screen looks like. If I had it up right now, basically it will show the same thing for my XP. It's just additional currency for the kids to buy equipment, just like it said here. It's a way for the kids to buy equipment or pets. Okay. Lastly, this is how you give these points to a student individually. This is what it looks like as a team. If you don't want to give it to one person, particularly in a team, you can click on apply to. If not, it's going to be all X's filled in. They also have absentees, which gray out the areas if you want to do that. This is also a way to carry on absentee logs if you want. But same thing goes. You click on the plus sign. It's right there. And here's the class. The same thing goes. Click on the plus sign right there, or the minus sign. And that'll take away from the whole class. All right.